All right, y'all. I just watched the 1.5 hour press conference with the Epstein victims, and it was meh. Not to sound like insensitive or anything, however, they didn't say nothing. They didn't tell us nothing. They were heckled by reporters. They said if the reporters asked, well, if you know the names, why don't you just say the names? And the girl was like, because we scared. But he was like, you up there now? And she was just like, yeah, but right, we're up here now. We're trying to say something now. And then one girl was like, a reason why I ain't say nothing is because ain't nobody asked me. And I know that's right, my girl. I know that's right. Wasn't nobody asking me shit. Don't ask, don't tell. Anything else? I think that's it. I think that's all the tea you need to know. I can't figure out like what was the point of that. They're trying to coerce the Epstein files. They saying Donald Trump got the power to release the files, but he just hasn't. So he needs to do it. One girl was talking directly to him, but so with that being said, the tea you need to know is I don't know why they did it. I don't know why they made them women come out here and relive their victim. And Pope Virginia Guffrey family, they just be crying and crying and crying and crying and crying. You get what I'm saying? Like, they just be on TV sad, trying to stand up for their sister. And I just don't get it. I'm just... So there's that. But that's all I want to tell y'all. It was, unfortunately, more about nothing. I'm sure somebody else is going to talk about it, but people just told their story. I mean, if you watch the Epstein documentary, again, not to discredit or disservice them in any way, but if you watch the documentary, then you know it's tea. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, oh, and I guess I could tell y'all, so there's another bill that's out there, and during that in that bill, the Republicans have that bill, and they're trying to push that. I think they just released like a whole bunch of documents, but the reality is, or the tea is, that most of the documents that they released have already been released before, so they just giving old information and trying to make it look new, and they trying to push their bill. And what is it, Mike Johnson said, I don't want to sign your bill because we already got a bill. We're already doing this. We don't need to do what you're trying to do. And somebody said, even though they saying that, they took some stuff out of their bill and put it in their bill. You get what I'm saying? So there's that. But that's the press conference. That's what I learned at the press conference. They really didn't say anything. Everybody just got up there. It's a lot of posturing. Since I've heard the word, that's all I can say. It's a lot of posturing going on. It's a lot of people standing up there talking about things that have already been said, rehashing things that have already been said. They did turn around. It is really big that 4 Republicans did switch from, did sign this bill. You gotta have, like, they're trying to get people to sign. They're trying to pass this bill. So the bill they trying to pass needs like 8 Republican votes, and they got like 4. So it's really big of those 4 Republicans to do what they're doing. Additionally, yesterday the White House, I believe, came out and made a statement that if any Republicans sign this, it will be frowned on by the White House. So that's what was said in the news. So that's the tea. That's the tea on what's going on with the Epstein stuff. I thought they was gonna spill it. I thought they was gonna tell it all. Go tell it on the mountains. But wasn't nothing. They was like, you got like, and I said this in another reel, but one girl teased that they're gonna make their own Epstein list because they know, and then they're gonna put them out. So there's that.